Alrighty, hello every folks, and good morning. So, with another batch of news and videos and stuff comes another batch of people freaking out over nothing. For those that missed it, we had a situation where there was some PvP footage that came out, basically showing a tank and a lightweight going into a fight with each other, and then the lightweight gets clipped a few times and ends up getting their ass whooped, and then immediately there's just a freak out from the community, as is kind of expected to be the case, of like, oh no, lightweights became useless because tank too fast, which is hilarious because this is like every single freaking entry has had this problem once again, where like immediately upon starting the game, like from what I can tell with those PvP things, they just had some folks that just got to the thing, that like they didn't exactly get months or whatever of practice. So yes, if you are, for example, new to the series in any way, or not new to the series, but if you are new to any entry in any way and you don't know how to dodge the weapons that are being fired, then you're gonna get your shit rocked. That's kind of how this works. Like we see right here, how many people immediately upon playing Armored Core 3, one of the easiest entries in the series, got thoroughly trounced by Barchetta, the guy with all the grenade launchers, because they didn't know the dodge timing of the grenade launchers. Yeah, quite a few, huh? And yet you go back now and you probably can dance around this guy like he's nothing. It's almost like, it's a bit of a thing. And, obviously, it's going to be a bit more dramatic because it's the new one, but it's just funny because, as far as the tank's mobility and stuff like that, yeah, they were a bit more mobile. It's almost like they kind of need that to survive, Anyway, so yeah, just another funny freakout among a pile of other funny freakouts. Like obviously we had the hardlock freakout, which it turns out, as we saw with a good number of those videos, there's definitely some stuff that was taken into account in terms of hard versus soft lock to make for some interesting piloting challenges. We had the oh no, the graphical fidelity isn't on par with XYZ random example. So yeah, obviously that's you're gonna have a game that size. It's probably gonna have a little bit less graphical fidelity than whatever random graphics porn thing you're obsessing over this week. Yet the thing looks frickin' gorgeous. Anyway, it's just hilarious to see the kinds of stuff that people freak out about, Anyway, so yeah, as far as tanks whooping a lightweight when nobody knows what's going on yet, this is normal. That is how Armored Core works. That's how it's always worked. I mean, how many folks were there on, whenever AC5 or just 5th gen in general launched, Like, that mess was ridiculous. I used to think that, I remember immediately that whole thing over, like, oh no, tanks are so overpowered, they can do all these, nice, sweet, quick turns now. It's such a massive problem, you guys, they're so overpowered. And then it turns out that, yeah, no, the guy was, like, it was just a case of folks were coming in with things like my build back in the day was just, like, machine guns and chicken legs. I was like, I need to machine gun and chicken leg anything, so anything that didn't immediately die to that, was so overpowered and the balance was jacked up because, again, we all did that at some point. It's almost like people being kids, and especially the ones that are teenagers, are going to have those moments of, thing didn't go my way, therefore we whinge kind of a situation. Tanks back in 5th gen had that whole thing where it's like you could go equip your turret guns into your shoulders and go like, dual shotguns and whatnot, and stick a bunch of cannons on there, stick a bunch of extra external turrets on top of that to the point that you could just completely control an entire arena, or those cases of the AI stuff that people would put together where they would stick like a bunch of Sawas and stuff like that on a bunch of stealth tanks, and then just basically you would go and leave the safety of your cover only to have several coordinated stealth tanks suddenly pop up and just completely one-shot you out of nowhere. And I remember, like, one of my favorite losses in 5th gen actually was this moment where somebody had several UNICs that they had set up. And literally that was their whole thing, that it was just a bunch of stealth tanks and with a bunch of Japanese names that nobody could frickin' pronounce. And so we go out, immediately one guy just dies. So we're like, okay, we hide in cover, we go to scan mode, we try to see what everyone's rocking, see if we can get line of sight on anybody. Nobody can even see the thing that's shooting at us. It's just like frickin' Vietnam and robots at that point. So we're like, okay, nobody knows where the hell these things are. Nobody knows what they are. One guy decides, okay, he's like the fastest in the group. He's gonna go and make this work somehow. He just immediately overboosts out of cover, again, instantly annihilated. Because their whole thing was just hide in the corners of the map, and as soon as somebody comes in, just kind of triangulate in on where they are, get a lock, and fire. And, you know, they've been charging their Sawas that entire time. This was, for those that never played 5th Gen, basically they had 3 versions of the Sawa, and... well, the top one, once completely charged, was something like 40k damage or something. It was something ridiculous. I forget the specifics, but it's been a while since I did 5th Gen, but, like, you had so much stuff in that, you know, XYZ random thing is overpowered, when in reality, you would see that same thing countered by something else stupid the other day. It's just a matter of experience. These games get better with experience, what a shocker. Anyway, so that's about that. Y'all have yourselves a good one. I just found it a funny thing to talk about. Alright, take care.